Welcome to today's discussion on the latest business news. I'm Sonia.
And I'm Simon. We'll be covering several key stories, starting with SpaceX's recent earnings report.
Let's dive into that. SpaceX's revenue jumped 92% in the second quarter, beating analyst expectations by around $1 billion in its first earnings report since going public in June.
That's a significant jump. What were the exact numbers reported?
The company reported quarterly revenue of $7.8 billion, topping Wall Street forecasts. They also posted an operating loss of $143 million and an earnings per share loss of 0.09 cents, which still beat analyst expectations of a loss per share of 26 cents.
So, despite the loss, the revenue was much higher than expected. What drove this growth?
The growth was primarily fueled by the expansion of Starlink and its AI initiatives. The reporting highlights that significant capital was allocated towards infrastructure and future projects, which contributed to the net loss.
That's interesting. The Starlink business seems to be a major contributor. Have there been any updates on that front?
The articles mention that Starlink's growth is a key factor, but there aren't specific details on new developments. It's clear that investors are watching this closely, especially with the impending lockup expiration after the IPO.
Right, and the stock performance post-IPO is crucial. I see that shares fell 7.5% after hours following the earnings call.
Yes, that's correct. The market reaction was negative, despite the strong revenue growth, possibly due to the high capital expenditures, which topped $18 billion.
Speaking of the earnings call, Elon Musk is likely to face tough questions from investors. What are the key concerns they might raise?
Investors will probably question the high capital expenditures and the operating loss. They'll also be interested in the future prospects of Starlink and the AI initiatives, given their significant contribution to revenue.
That's a good point. The scrutiny will be intense, especially with the company's first quarterly earnings since going public.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to another story. Apple has sought a preliminary injunction against OpenAI, alleging trade secret misappropriation by former employees now at OpenAI.
What are the specifics of Apple's allegations?
Apple alleges that the former employees misappropriated its trade secrets to benefit OpenAI's foray into consumer hardware, particularly related to ChatGPT.
That's a serious allegation. What does the preliminary injunction request entail?
Apple has asked a U.S. judge to bar the two former employees and OpenAI from accessing, acquiring, using, or disclosing alleged confidential information.
So Apple is trying to protect its intellectual property. How does this relate to the broader tension between Apple and OpenAI?
The reporting suggests that this is an escalation of already simmering tension between the two companies, particularly as they both explore opportunities in consumer hardware and AI.
Moving on, let's discuss the LIC offer for sale, OFS. Institutional investors oversubscribed the government's 6.5% stake sale in LIC, bidding 36,400 crore rupees.
That's a strong response. What was the floor price for the OFS? The floor price was set at 382 rupees per share. The government stake sale is part of a larger divestment plan.
And how did the retail offer go? Was there any update on that front?
The retail offer begins tomorrow, on August 5, at the same floor price of 382 rupees per share. The institutional investor response was 3.32 times the base size, indicating strong demand.
Let's shift gears to Ather Energy. Their shares surged over 16% after the Q1 results, hitting a 52-week high.
Yes, the company's Q1 FY27 results showed sharply lower losses, strong revenue growth, and improving margins. Revenue from software subscriptions, charging, accessories, spares, and services increased to 14% of operating revenue.
What are the brokerages saying about Ather Energy's prospects?
Several brokerages are bullish on Ather Energy, with target prices ranging from 1,398 to 1,714 rupees. Nomura reaffirmed its buy rating, anticipating further market expansion.
That's a positive outlook. The electric vehicle sector seems to be gaining traction, driving Ather Energy's growth.
Absolutely. The company's adjusted gross margin rose by 82.3% and revenues increased by 88.8%, indicating robust growth.
As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that these stories highlight significant developments in the tech and finance sectors.
Indeed, from SpaceX's impressive revenue growth to Apple's legal battle with OpenAI and strong investor response to LIC's OFS and Ather Energy's positive Q1 results, there's a lot to watch in the coming weeks.
That's all for today. Thank you for tuning in.
Goodbye and see you later.